Well, we're continuing to keep an eye on Helene as we go into our Friday. This is going to be impacting us right here in Five Country as we go a little bit later into the day. This is your extended forecast, and I'm meteorologist Bella Grace. Here we're getting a look at where the hurricane is currently trying to start to inch towards land as we get a little bit later in the day. It's going to do that as a category 3 hurricane, likely losing a bit of steam as it moves inland, but still bringing a lot of energy and moisture into the U.S., the southern portions, and trying to move a little bit closer to Arkansas. Now, that low pressure is holding off to our east. You can see where it's starting to kind of stall over Kentucky, not quite making it as close to Five Country as you would think for something that's going to start to impact our weather. But right here at home, we're waiting for some of these clouds and rain showers to move in our way from this hurricane as it starts to break down over our heads. You can see Five Country just barely in the impact zone, just the very edge of it. Not too much in the way of rain that we're expecting. Future rainfall between 0 and 1/4 of an inch here at home. So things will stay mostly dry for us. A few spotty showers still likely to pop up along our eastern side, especially if you are east of I-49. You're a little bit more likely to see some of those showers and things, but a majority of that rain holding off further to our east. We're not expecting the washout that we had thought about earlier this week as we were watching the hurricane develop. It had a few different paths to choose from, and it, luckily for us, chose one a little bit further to our east. So still sending in a little bit of these spotty showers for our Friday, but dropping those off very quickly as we move into the weekend. Next week, going to stay very dry as we get later on, seeing a little bit more of that cool, dry air start to work its way into Five Country. Rain-wise, here's what we're watching. We are seeing a majority of that rain really centered over eastern Arkansas, but trying to trek into northwest Arkansas and parts of the River Valley as we get early into Friday morning. Taking its time to spread across the area, we'll see the clouds really build up first, and then a few of those spotty showers trying to make their way into Five Country. Keeping our eyes out for that as we go into Friday morning. If you're headed out and you have any plans for your morning commute on Friday, you can expect a few little drizzles here and there. We'll likely see those throughout the day, but you can see how this rain, the majority of it, holding off to our east. We're not expecting too much to really sit over our heads, but a few of these isolated showers absolutely can and likely will slip into our area as well. So we're keeping an eye out for that. The main thing that we're watching from these storms are cloud cover overall. You can see how these clouds are really stretched out and sitting over us for our Friday, as well as some strong and gusty winds. We'll see a few more of these spotty showers, isolated rain as we get into the later portion of Friday, trying to clear the last of those showers out. But a few will linger on into the overnight period and even possibly early Saturday. We're likely to see 1 or 2 of those drizzles just sticking around as that low pressure continues to deteriorate off to our east. So really, rain is staying to a minimum. What we're really dealing with are the clouds that are going to help to keep things a little bit cooler, that northern air that it's coming in with this system, and some gusty winds. Let's take a look at tomorrow. Our temperatures staying a little bit down, mostly cloudy because of those clouds and increased moisture we're getting from the hurricane as it breaks down. Our highs are going to stay likely in the 70s, at least in northwest Arkansas, topping off around 81 in our warmest spots of the River Valley. Some strong and gusty northwest winds as we get later on into the day. We'll start to see those shift a little bit more to our east. You can see by today, this evening and afternoon, still starting to see things build up around 15 miles per hour. Not too bad, a little bit strong for our evening winds, but tomorrow early, right off the bat, by about 9 o'clock, we'll be pushing into the 20-mile-per-hour range from our north winds, even closer to 30 as we get close to 11 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to stay pretty consistently strong with these gusty north winds. 32 miles per hour in Alma, 30 in Clarksville, 30 in Huntsville. As we go later on into the day, we're likely to teeter between 25 to 30 miles per hour for most of the afternoon. By the evening, we're going to start to pull back, hopefully drop below the 20 mark, closer to 15 miles per hour. You can see that here, but there's still that area of strong and gusty winds trying to sit over our heads. So clearing that out will take the course of Friday, really, and we could see some gusty winds linger on once again, calming overnight, but building back up for our Saturday as well. So really overnight calmer winds, we're talking 15 miles per hour. Here's what we're seeing. The hurricane is coming in, becoming a low pressure system off to our east. That's breaking down over the course of the weekend. So we're going to still be feeling a little bit of those north winds as an effect as that wind continues to push in, but high pressure is building off to our west. We're going to be waiting for that to stretch over into 5 country, bring a little bit more dry air, and it will. By early next week, we're going to see that high pressure system really settle over 5 country, Arkansas, Oklahoma. We're going to be dealing with a lot of clear, sunny skies. That's also likely to bring in some drier air. We won't really get to see or feel that dry air until later in the week. Then we have low pressure. This is going to try to bring a drop in our temperatures. Shouldn't be a huge drop, just a couple of degrees. What we're really noticing with this cooler air that's going to start to filter in later next week is absolutely going to be the dryness of it. We're not expecting too much in the way of rain for at least the start of October and into an extended period of time for those early October days. You can see we're staying right around average, if not slightly above. We do have that high pressure that could bring in some slightly warmer air our way as it moves overhead late or early next week and kind of settles over us for the middle of the week. But we're overall staying very dry, and this isn't great for us because getting a look at our drought monitor, we're already feeling dry. We have been dealing with some pretty dry conditions, not so much heavy rain in Northwest Arkansas specifically, and that's allowing us to get into this more dry period. That means leaves will start to fall a little bit sooner, likely kind of dying off before they reach their peak color, unfortunately, but hopefully we'll get to hold on to a few of those and see those beautiful fall colors a little bit later. We're just not expecting those quite yet. We have some time before that. You can see temperature-wise trying to heat up into Monday, where we're seeing highs around 84 in Northwest Arkansas. You can see once we start to clear those clouds out over the weekend and early next week, nothing but sunshine, and that's continuing throughout next week into next weekend. Even that slight dip in temperatures between Tuesday and Wednesday where we're going down to the lower 80s, and then once again next weekend, not a huge jump in our temperatures at all, really just a couple of degrees, and that's coming with a little bit drier air. That dry air is going to help to make us feel a little bit cooler in the mornings as well. We're pretty consistent in the 50s for our lows for the next couple of days. We're seeing not too much out there, and we're not expecting much in the way of showers or any rain for the next little while. What we are watching for are a few of those isolated showers tomorrow, but clearing out very quickly. We can take a look at the River Valley, where we're seeing our 10-day forecast. About a 30% chance of seeing those showers tomorrow as they try to move into our area. Most of those holding off east, like I said, but a few isolated drizzles here and there are absolutely possible. We're going to be in the low 80s in the River Valley, trying to warm up throughout the weekend as we get more sunshine to roll in. We'll reach those high 80s by Sunday, and then stay pretty consistent in those high to mid 80s through the next week as we see sunshine really take over. That's been your extended forecast. I'm meteorologist Bella Grace.